Marjorie Taylor Greene has come out swinging at Donald Trump. Yes, that's right. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the queen of MAGA, is now reclaiming her throne and trying to take it from Donald Trump in a just released statement that I can't wait to show you. And we're now learning, too, from Scott Jennings, who's also a MAGA mouthpiece, that Marjorie Taylor Greene is onto something because Donald Trump is completely frustrated with what is going on and how he can't change the narrative around Epstein. Watch this.
Well, first of all, people in the president's base did have a lot of questions about it, and they still have those questions. And so this story was floating around out there, not by the president. I think it's been overstated, actually, how much he personally actually talked about it on the campaign. But certainly,
He talked about it a lot. He talked about it a lot. He talked about it more than Kamala Harris. That I'll tell you.
it's true that a lot of people around him and that supported him wanted more information about it. And so you've got that group of people that continue to agitate for it. And then you have Democrats coming along who didn't care about this until 5 minutes ago, and now they're piling on to it. And so,
By the way, that's me. That is all of us. I didn't care about this until it started hurting Trump. Now it's all I can think about. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's awful, the crime that has been committed by Epstein and potentially Trump. But I guess one silver lining is that this is taking him down. And I am definitely in a front row seat for it, as are you.
the swirl of all that is keeping it in the news, and it's vexed the president a little bit because I think he's had an amazing 6 months. I think he's got a lot of accomplishments, and I'm sure he's frustrated that all anybody wants to talk about is Epstein instead of all the things that he's done to fulfill campaign promises. So we'll see what they do in the coming days. The president asked the grand jury materials to be released. He's also told the attorney general if there are credible documents that can be released, those should also be released. So we'll see how quickly those things get resolved.
Well, like I told you, that is not helping out because Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a fan of what Pam Bondi and Donald Trump are proposing. I'll show you that in just a bit. But Donald Trump has been posting through it, very upset, saying things like, if there was a smoking gun on Epstein, why did the Dems, who controlled the files for 4 years and had Garland and Comey in charge, use it? Because they had nothing. Okay, well, if that's the case, then why didn't you release it? Why didn't you release it? Attorney General Pam Bondi said this after Donald Trump said, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I've asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end right now. Now, to that, Pam Bondi said, President Trump, we are ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts. Why can't she just... Like, why are they tweeting at each other? I don't understand that. I don't understand the moment we live in when it comes to social media. But now, Daniel Goldman said this to Pam Bondi's release of the grand jury transcripts. He said, nice try, AG Pam Bondi. What about the videos, photographs, and other recordings? What about FBI 302s, witness interviews? What about texts and emails? That's where the evidence about Trump and others will be. Grand jury testimony will only relate to Epstein and Maxwell. Good point. Good point. I mean, it makes sense that Donald Trump is giving Pam Bondi the green light on to release information that has nothing to do with the information we are all looking for. And by the way, MAGA wasn't ever saying release the grand jury testimony. It was release the Epstein files. Release the Epstein files. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is having none of it. She said, if you tell the base of people who support you of deep state treasonous crimes, election interference, blackmail, and rich, powerful, elite, evil cabals, then you must take down every enemy of the people. If not, the base will turn and there's no going back, dangling bits of red meat and no longer satisfied. They want the whole steak dinner and will accept nothing else. Yes, we all want the whole steak dinner. And as I said, this is really being kept in the mainstream media by the Democrats. And what's incredible is that Marjorie Taylor Greene and the Democrats are aligned on something. I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on this. I do think they should release all the files. Now, I'm not sure if Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that because she wants to take the support away from Donald Trump for herself, or if she actually thinks Donald Trump's not implicated and she just wants all of the bad people in it to come out. I'm not sure which it is. I think a smart, savvy politician would see this moment where there's a divide between Trump and his base and would say to themselves, well, here's an opening for me. Donald Trump can't win this one. It's one of the few things that they don't agree with him on, and I'm going to agree with them and get them to like me. I feel like that would be pretty smart. Here's what Jamie Raskin had to say.
Epstein was a sex offender. He ran a child sex ring. This is true. Donald Trump and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi all were demanding that these files be released. I echoed that demand during the Biden administration. Why should the public not have access to them? After
That's an interesting point, isn't it? Remember, Donald Trump said, well, if that were the case, why didn't they release them when Biden was president? Well, turns out Democrats were asking for them to be released. Bitch.
Epstein took his own life, then the case was over. And at that point, this is a matter of public interest. All of this would have come out during that last trial, but it didn't come out. And all of it should come out. I sent a letter to the Attorney General saying all of these files should be released. Certainly the ones that mention Donald Trump, they should be released. How can Donald Trump get away with campaigning for the release of these files and the whole Republican Party be demanding it, and Pam Bondi say that there's a client list sitting on her desk, and then all of a sudden they want to wave a magic wand and make it all go away? So, look, I think this is a serious matter. It's not just about the division on the right. It's a serious matter that we should know what's on there, because either Donald Trump is covering up for himself, or he's covering up for other people, or he's covering up for the fact that nothing was there, but they made a whole propaganda campaign out of it, or he just wants to have leverage over the people whose names are actually on Epstein's list as being part of his child sex offender ring.
Oh my God. That was so smart at the end there. So it's either one, Donald Trump's implicated, two, Donald Trump's not implicated, but he's helping his billionaire buddies from stopping prosecution, or three, he's trying to cover up for the fact that they lied to the base and they kept this fairy tale going for years and years and years, a way to gin up support, raise money, and get elected. Or he's blackmailing people. I kind of feel like it could be a few of them, actually. It probably might be a few of them. He's probably blackmailing some people, and he's also trying to keep himself out of trouble. Here's what Barb McQuaid said about these transcripts that are going to be released. These transcripts are going to be released. She said, this is a meaningless trick. A court cannot violate Rule 6E, which prohibits public disclosure. So this is Donald Trump doing what Donald Trump does best, which is he's trying to just throw stuff up in the air, hoping that something will stick and that we'll all just bat our eyes away from what we're all staring at. Well, unfortunately for him this time, there are tons of people interested in this, his own base, the left, and anyone concerned about the idea of why is Donald Trump so anxious about any of this coming out. And I think eventually we're going to find out. I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow, 2 weeks, or in 10 years, but truth has a way of making its way from the darkness into the light. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like on the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'll see you next time.